What's good, YouTube fam? It's Croc Thrasher here, and I want to talk about Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts was released on February 17, 2023, and despite all the bad things that the game had compiled upon itself on release, I still decided to play it because I thought I thought it looked cool, and despite all its issues, I still played it, at least on the PS5 version. It was a lot less glitchy. I did got it on the PC when I did have a PC, and it didn't play well at all, so I had to refund it. But I did want to play it, so I got it on the PS5 instead. I refunded it, got the PS5 instead. And despite all its issues, I still enjoyed it. The final update was September of last year, September 23rd, I think, of last year, and they haven't updated the game since, from my recognition or from what I could find on the internet. And I just want to talk about what I like about it, what I dislike about it. It's not really too many dislikes, because I really enjoyed the game, to be honest. I liked a lot of the systems that they had, and I really wish they would implement these systems in Monster Hunter Wilds, or honestly just keep updating the game. But I think we're already past that point. Food making in Wild Hearts was a lot more, how should I put this? It was a lot more hands-on. You had to go hunt the meat, and each different monster would drop different types of meat, vegetables, or whatever types of different things you could do. And there's, I think, 5 different types of equipment you can use to make different types of dishes, you can call them. And you can combine certain things to make meat or fish or vegetable or rice or whatever the ingredient you were gonna add to make it more flavorful. And the units there, the units there, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 30, the 45, and whatever, those are the limits of how much you can use. If the cap on it was 100, or I think it was 120, it was either 100 or 120, and that's how much you could eat. So you could eat 2 60s, or you can eat, a 60 and a 40 or something like that. And you can combine certain foods, like you can combine the base version of the cube meat with the some type of seasoning that you can get from fertilizing, whatever it's called, another piece of meat. And basically you put that seasoning on top of another meat, it'll make the other meat stronger. It's goofy. That's it would make the recipe stronger. Like, you would get health boost. Let's say the base meat will have health boost, critical master, and then you put the season on it from another piece of meat that you've fermented, and it would have a stronger health boost, it would have a slightly stronger critical boost, and on top of that, it would have another skill like attack boost or destroyer art or something like that. I think that was a lot more interesting than what I saw from Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's cool that they're going in more into that direction. But I really think Wild Hearts was. I really enjoyed the way you make food in this game. The only issue was that it was a timer, but I mean that's like a non-issue. It was more immersive that way. It was more hands-on that way. You had to wait, you had to be patient. You felt like a hunter. I don't know. You had to go hunt for the meat. You had to go, or you can buy it from the place. It was more hands-on, and I really enjoyed what Wild Hearts did. It wasn't really EA. EA was the publisher. It was Omega Force who developed this game, and I really hope I hope they make a new game. I really hope they make a new game. Maybe that's not so like graphically, enhanced like this one, because graphics, bro, I would literally sit down and play Monster Hunter 3 Try on the Nintendo Wii, or Generations Ultimate on the Switch. I'm not such a big fan on graphics. You know what I mean? Graphics is whatever. If it has fun combat, a fun gimmick in game, bro, I'm playing it. It doesn't matter if it looks realistic or not. If it's fun, it's fun. And this one is fun, and it looks good. But the only thing is that sometimes it might freeze and stuff like that. Another thing about this game is that if you didn't have, let's say one of your friends didn't have the meat or a recipe or whatever you want to call it, right? He didn't have all these things here, the smoker, the fermented, the fertilizer, whatever. He didn't have all the stuff. You can go to this. You can make a red uh storage chest, and you can put meats in there. You can put the high level meats in there because the high level meats was kind of strong. But you could put some type of like combination of meats inside the red ones, and what the red chest does is it allows your friend, if he's with you, to just reach inside there and just take it, just grab it. It was some type of like trading system with food. They could have took it a step further and did like armors and weapons and like uh the talismans that you get or something like that. Like that could have been like a huge huge thing, because you don't really get the trade in Monster Hunter. I really wish you could. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be add like some type of economy. Some type of economy with the thing like hunters. Like we already have that community. Now imagine if we had some type of economy, we could trade amongst each other's, even if it's something like small, like getting cards that in the game that mean literally nothing, but you can trade them and like put them on in your house or something like that. Something, even if it's something like that, or something that has no value and people just make value out of it because community, right? Something like that. I think that would be cool. The combat in Wild Hearts is great. You can build. Some of the weapons are very unique, like this hammer that I'm using. It's one of my babies. Another weapon I use is the Great Sword, or the Nodachi, I think it's what it's called. The Great Sword equivalent in Monster Hunter. Another one that I was getting into when I was playing the game was the bow. I was getting into the bow. Uh, that weapon's really strong. I was actually making a crazy poison burst bow build where like you poison it and it does like you get vengeful. I think it's I forgot what the skill is called, but it's called vengeful something. And basically what it does is this monster right here, I think perfectly what the skill is you would poison the monster, and when the monster is poisoned, you will do extra damage, you know, if you have the skill, of course, right, in proportion to the skill level that you have. And with my greatsword was a poison greatsword. You would have I would have I think 50% extra damage hitting poison monsters. So I had that on the bow, and it's still a work in progress, but that's the point I'm trying to get at. That the builds and the combat is very fresh, even for today's standard. And I still think that this combat still could be better than Wilds. From what I saw, Wilds looks good, but this looks good too. And this is already like an established year-old game. So, you know, the building isn't really, it's kind of necessary, but not really, you know what I mean? Like, you can beat the monster without even like building. Like, you could just play like this, how I'm doing that now, just like clearly I got hit, but like you could just do a roll, roll dodge type of build or whatever play style. I guess is what you want to call it, right? Like literally a monster play style. Like, you don't have to do all this flying around. You can just build the torch and just get the extra fire damage type beat. But I really think the building does add another layer of complexity to the game that's pretty fun, especially like if they were ever to add sieges. Oh my god, imagine if they actually add like a siege to this game, how crazy it would be. I mean, they already have the bear monster, but just imagine like a monster that's like Jin Marin, where like all the hunters or whatever the kimono hunters had to like get on top of a certain monster and just whack it to death or something like that. Like, I don't know. I think this combat is good. That's all I'm gonna say. Final verdict: combat good. The end game too, very lackluster. In game very lackluster. Since they don't update the game anymore. I'm fighting this bird, and he dropped something that, well, when I was playing the game consistently, he drops certain talisman. Each of these, like, I guess you can call them like deviants, because they're kind of like deviants of already placed monsters. By the way, this bird is like one of the hardest in the game. Like people don't even speed run this guy, and I think I got like a 3 minute timer on this guy. Pretty insane. I'm rusty and I'm still clapping cheeks on this game. But each type of deviant drops like a specific special type of talisman that drops specific types of skills. And you have to farm them to get it. And some of the armors for these monsters are pretty good too. Unlike just your armor having skills and set bonuses and all sorts of things, your weapons have skills on them too, called inherited skills. And they have two sets of inherited skills. One that the weapon has itself when you upgrade it, and one that can be uh, upgraded and continue, like passed on. You know what I mean? It could be passed on to another upgraded weapon. That's why you see my upgraded tree is like going all over the place, because I'm picking up skills all the way up to the weapon that I truly want, and I bring all of those skills that I collected to this one. So throughout my whole upgrade tree, the inherited skills, the one on the bottom, is the ones that I picked up from other weapons, and I pass it on to the weapon that I want. The inherent skill comes on this weapon, and I think there's two skills that you can change, but they use a specific item. So if I were to upgrade to this weapon here, that inherited skill on the bottom, leeway, would replace one of the other inherited skills that I have already on the weapon. I don't want that, so I'm not upgrading that. But hypothetically speaking, let's say I want to change the top inherit skill. I can do that with the change inherent skill. I would just go there to over limit on the top left and just change it willingly. If it consumes a certain item that requires you to farm, but I think that's a cool design. Another thing, the armor, or the honestly, more specifically, the skills on these, like some of the skills are some skills I've never seen in Monster Hunter, like Desperation, uh, One Stroke Fury, and like there's a the one that allows you to like do more damage when the monster is poisoned. I want that skill. I've always had an itch to use like a poison charge blade with poison, you know, uh, discharge elements. You know what I mean? Or like a poison sword and shield. But like, the poison barely does any damage in Monster Hunter for some reason. There's like 10 for like a couple seconds. Like that's so minuscule. You know what I mean? I really hope in Wilds they do something with poison, because this game I think does it perfectly. Allows you to do more damage when the monster's poison. But honestly, I want to find a way. I wish there was a way to actually make the poison do more damage, especially in Monster Hunter. Like I really hope they go wiki wacky with the skills in that game. They really did a good job with Rise. There was a skill that like puts the curio birds around you, and it zaps your HP. There was a switch, the skill that allows you to, like, if you have like a morphing weapon, it allows you to do it faster, and it allows you to do more damage. There was another skill that was crazy, that was wacky. Like I want these wacky skills to be in the game. Like I really enjoy wacky skills, go out of the box skills. You know what I mean? It creates more diversity. I really like that. Anyways, that's my take on things that I like about Wild Hearts. If I had to say anything that I dislike, sometimes it lags when you play multiplayer. Yeah, I honestly, it's just that I dislike that the company EA doesn't want to push out any more updates, because Meta Studios, I'm pretty sure Omega Force wanted to update the game, but EA is the publisher. I'm pretty sure the way that works is the developer, they develop the game, they update the game, but EA is the one that has the final say if the game continues to get supported or continues to, like, the update goes to them and they decide if it gets released or not, or if it's even worth it. You know what I mean? Like, the EA is the problem. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Me, have a great day. Much love. You watch the end, like and subscribe, and peace.